We have tragic news out of Afghanistan. One of our troops in the Panjwai district in the Kandahar province went at 3 in the morning and opened fire on civilians in several different houses. He is from the Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington State originally. He's done several rounds in Iraq, and this was his first time being deployed to Afghanistan. He was working with the Green Berets and the Navy SEALs, ironically, on a village stability operation. My guess is those villages are far more unstable now. Of the 16 people killed, unfortunately, 9 were children, 3 were women. This is tragic any way that you strike it, of course. And the 2 villages involved were Balandi and Al-Kozai. One family had 11 members wiped out in just that family alone. Of course, we have apologized profusely. General John Allen, top U.S. commander in Afghanistan, says that there will be a rapid and thorough investigation. President Obama says that it does not represent the exceptional character of our military and the respect that the United States has for the people in Afghanistan. The parliament in Afghanistan is calling for a quick public trial of the suspect. We are, of course, saying that we have him under custody and will go through due process as soon as possible. First thing is to try to figure out why in the world he did this. And Taliban has taken advantage of this to say that Americans are, quote, sick-minded American savages. Well, you know that we've accomplished our mission in Afghanistan. When the Taliban is calling us savages, and the fact that 16 civilians are killed, including so many women and children, leads you to wonder what in the world we're doing there. And so, as this is an absolute disaster, and remember last time around when there was the 30 people killed because there had been a burning of the Quran, I said that I wasn't sure that the president should apologize for that because it was an accident. This is not an accident. This is not just burning of some piece of paper. This is killing 16 innocent civilians. This is as bad as it gets. And so now I suspect our job in Afghanistan, as hard as it was, has gotten exponentially harder to the point where I believe it is largely undoable. And it's not that that's a new belief for me. I didn't think that it was doable to begin with in terms of being able to rebuild Afghanistan in our image. The original motivation for us going into Afghanistan, of course, was to root out the Taliban and to get bin Laden. We rooted out the Taliban fairly quickly. We spent another 10 years there. We got bin Laden. So there's less than 50 al-Qaeda left in Afghanistan, according to our intelligence. So bin Laden is dead. Al-Qaeda is gone. Taliban is rooted out. The longer we stay, actually, because of acts like this, the stronger the Taliban get. Let me give you some stunning numbers from Afghanistan. When they asked 15 to 30-year-old men in the 2 southern provinces we are trying to get under control, if they knew what 9/11 was. In other words, do you have any idea why the Americans are here? 92% of respondents said they had no idea what 9/11 was. And one of the teachers that they asked, this is one of the teachers, said he didn't know what it was either. He thought maybe it had something to do with a fire in America, and said, but probably the Americans said it as an excuse to invade Afghanistan. We're doing great there. So the people that are fighting us have no reason why, have no idea why we're down there to begin with, and they're fighting us because we're there. Okay, so they've caught on to how ridiculous this is. And by the way, to give you a sense of how hard it is to get that message through, 42% of the Afghan population is under the age of 14. 72% are illiterate. But don't worry, we're going to turn Afghanistan around right away, and they're going to know exactly why we're there, and they're going to know also that we're there to help them. By the way, the Russians said the same exact thing. And it's an outrage to compare us to the Soviet Union, except for the fact that the Soviet Union, their strategy for holding Afghanistan was build bridges and schools and hospitals so you can win their hearts and minds. How'd that work out for the Russians? Not very well. Okay, it was their Vietnam, but yet we foolishly go on. Well, that must be because we live in a democracy and the American people are in favor of it, right? Wrong again, Bob. Recent poll out, 6 in 10 Americans say that that Afghanistan has not been worth fighting, period. Forget bin Laden, forget getting out the Taliban, not worth fighting at all. I was originally in favor of going into Afghanistan to accomplish some of those things that we did accomplish, some of them a long, long time ago. Apparently, now I am to the right of most of the American people. 60% say, no, I don't care what the reason was. not worth fighting, okay? And the numbers get worse. Should we withdraw? 54% say we should withdraw immediately. Not, hey, well, we're going to do some training of the Afghan forces until 2014, and then, by the way, I don't know if you know this, there's actually negotiations going on right now with our government in Afghanistan to actually stay till 2024. 2014 is when we withdraw our combat divisions. But we are arguing that we should keep 25,000 men on bases in Afghanistan until 2024, whereas 54% of the American people say withdraw immediately. And by the way, the question was framed as in, shouldn't we finish our objective in training the Afghan forces as we're doing this withdrawal? And the answer was still, hell no, immediately. All right, and then the drawdown of U.S. forces that began last year, are you in favor of it? 78% of Americans saying yes, get out, get out, get out. And yet we stay there, these disasters happen, and then they will turn around and say, well, that's what happens in the middle of war, nothing you can do about it. You know, it's tragic, but it happens. Well, that's why we don't want to be in the middle of that war. It is completely and utterly senseless. I am with the American people and not our politicians. Get out immediately.